Sailing across any ocean has its challenges. Sailing into the North Atlantic in mid-spring comes with a few more. The northerly winds still pop up, and pop up with fury. But on this delivery, the ultimate goal is to sail this boat to its new home safely. After sailing for a week with its new owner in the Caribbean, we took over to sail the remaining 1,400 nautical miles. In this video, we take you across the western North Atlantic in mid-April and through one of the most iconic rivers in the world. Day of the longer sail up to Connecticut. This is the start of just Rui and I out on the delivery. For the first week up from St. Lucia, we had the owner and one of his friends aboard, and it was a lovely time. We got to see lots of islands in a very short time, but it was fun. And then we just left Fajardo, Puerto Rico. So yeah, and it looks like it should be a good sail. Starting out great, doing 8 knots, and just clipping along, so hopefully this will keep up. Well, it's day 3 of this delivery. It's been pretty easy and simple. So we're just making a course just directly heading north still, just north of Puerto Rico. So we've done about 260 miles in just under 2 days. So we're moving along pretty good. I think our average speed is just over 6 knots. But like I said, it's been about 15 knots of wind the whole time, and pretty comfortable seas. So we should have this for the next couple of days. I'm just using Predict Wind to check the weather out, and I check it out every morning just to see how our course is going and where we should be heading towards. So, but yeah, GFS on Predict Wind has been really accurate day by day, so that is good. But yeah, it's been pretty easy, like I said. So Rui and I have just been hanging out. We've made our bed down here. Kind of nice thing to have. Just put the salon table down and made a bed out of it, and that's where we've been hanging out. Just downloaded some Netflix and reading my book, and Rui's been playing games on his phone. Kind of wish we brought some games on this trip, like Monopoly Go, like what we played a lot on going up to Alaska. Yeah, it's kind of twiddling our thumbs a bit, but it's not bad at all. It's a good way to sail. How are you feeling, Dave?
Feeling good. It's been a nice little transfer so far. Things have cooperated. We are doing very good. Making way, it's comfortable, haven't had to deal with any serious issues or weather. It's going good.
looks like there's some systems developing, so hopefully by tomorrow we'll start to have some wind again, or this evening even. And boat's doing well. Nothing to complain about. That's about it. This is moving boats. It's getting from point A to point B. Hopefully not getting into any trouble. So, but like I said, she's doing well. We just have one engine running right now. It's conserving fuel as much as possible, just for you get in any shitty situations, or sails go. We need the motor to get to the closest place to land, which is right now I think it's a few hundred miles off. Alright, well I guess I'll check in with you guys tomorrow, unless something exciting happens today. See you guys tomorrow. Squalls, but I'll take this one. So we're just on the north end of it, so see how much we get. Oh yeah, there's another one up there. Yep, so we're actually in a line of squalls. There's one that passed to the south of us. One that's kind of on the aft beam. And then there's one up ahead, but the one up ahead will probably pass by the time we get up there. But we got some wind. That's the nice thing about the Cat, is that we can sit inside, keep dry. It's easy to get to the sails because all the lines run to the back, but we can sit in here and watch around us. It's pretty nice.
Let's just see what the winds come up to.
Yeah.
They're in mid-20s right now.
Oh, okay.
They're building.
Well, yeah, it's right on our beam, so it's coming for us. We just have the main up because we were motor sailing.
Right.
Yeah,
4 knots.
so. And we have the main still reefed, no?
Yes, single reef.
Yeah, so.
We should be okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Also to save the boat, we don't want to shred the main when the winds come up, because they do come up
Quick.
unexpectedly. And we want to get there safe with the boat in one piece.
That's the goal of a delivery, right?
That's the goal.
To deliver it as it was picked up.
Exactly. And she will.
Now, if it were our boat, we would be like, full sail, let's go! Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. squall and the line of squalls passed over really quickly, and the wind didn't get too strong. It got up to about like 20-25 knots, and the rain came and went pretty quickly. So, but it seems that there's some wind. So we got about 10 knots on a beam to broad reach. So So just shut off the engines again, which is good. Alright, good morning. Day 6. And really calm morning this morning. Again, we had a motor all night. We had about 3 knots of wind, so not enough to sail, but it's super calm out here. And we have a little hitchhiker. It's our second hitchhiker. Actually, we had one the other day, but he came and went. This guy has been on the bow. Now he's on the aft roof. We had a squall that passed in front of us this morning, but yep, just sunshine and clouds now. The forecast says the wind should pick up this afternoon, so crossing my fingers. We're going pretty slowly right now. Fred is still hanging out with us. I have named him Fred, I don't know why. Fred just seemed to fit him. Or her. But it's kind of funny because it keeps landing in Rui's hair. That's how long Rui's hair is right now. He thinks it's a nest. But I never have my phone or the camera on me when it does it. So hopefully he'll do it again soon. It's kind of funny though. But yeah, this is gonna get exciting soon because coming up we definitely have lots of stronger winds. But for now, I'm enjoying this. We're trying to give the bird water, Fred water, and Fred is now on top of Rui's head.
Fred wanted to say hello. He likes it on top of Rui's head.
He does. Day 8. Yesterday was a pretty gnarly, rough day. Sharp waves and coming from all over the place. So didn't video much yesterday. Didn't even write in a journal yesterday, but I ran the log. You can see by my hair, the wind is pretty gnarly outside, and the waves are huge. So before it gets even windier, we're supposed to gust up to 30-35 knots. Rui is actually going to put a second reef in. I like this view.
This has been a fun sail.
Our little cocoon.
A little cocoon.
Where we stay dry. I was just outside, which is why my hair is as crazy as it is, but this is how I have to get into bed because there's no other way. The wave is gonna come as soon as I there's a lot of sharp corners in this boat, which is one thing I really don't like. Like there's nothing to grab in the middle. So yeah. Okay. I made it safely. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Ooh, there's a big one. I said it really earlier. Just sitting here feels like we're in a simulation at a theme park where like front windows I was just videoing out of, it's like the screen and we're in our seats and like the seats are moving. We're just watching everything come towards us. Every once in a while we pop our heads out, but this is where we've been most of the time yesterday and today because the captain's chair upstairs, I don't even think we would be able to sit in it. You'd fall out. there's nothing to keep us in the chair, so, and we'd get very wet. And it's cold outside now, so it's getting colder and colder every day. But yeah, this is our simulation screen. Our movie screen.
Fun times.
Watching the waves come in. Racing gusts up to 35. This is the storm that I knew was coming that just wouldn't move, and tried to avoid it, but there's no way to avoid it. So yeah, this is what ocean sailing's like. Sometimes this gets stuck in this shit. rather not do it on a delivery, but I told the owner this is what sailing up north would be like at this time of year in April. These storms can still come through. So I remember when I was moving my boat south from Connecticut, I waited until what seemed like the last of these were coming, but here we are on schedule. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. Video never does what it actually is like justice, but hopefully you can kind of catch a glimpse of what it kind of looks like. But as Rui was saying earlier, it's actually a lot more comfortable than it was the other day when it was only blowing like 20s and it was really choppy seas and you're getting bounced around. I think the wind is, right now I just got up to 30, but I think the wind is so strong that it kind of makes the sea a little bit flatter.
50, it's flat.
Yeah, so it's, yeah, it's gusty, but we have 2 reefs in the main and we have the jib just a little bit out on the jib, so well reefed and still doing about 7 knots, so trying to get through this. But the other nice thing is actually it's during the day this is happening. It's supposed to chill out by this evening, by later this evening, so it's the worst being in this in the dark. Just like in the daylight, you're kind of aware what's going on. You can see the sea state, and it's a lot easier to adjust sails, etc. in that. So it's a nice sunny day, so there's that too. But we're inside because we would be soaked. We'd be soaked outside. So the waves are just, they splash up, and the wind takes them whipping across the boat. So this boat sure will be salty. by the time we get to Connecticut. But yeah. So yeah, we're just hanging out inside and waiting for this to pass. Welcome to another shitty day on this transit. It's day 10. We survived yesterday. Trying to survive today. Not stalled. So, yeah, even though today is calmer, we're not in 40 knot winds and 3.5 meter seas, still confused seas, and still a very bumpy ride, and it's not fun. I'm kind of over the sail. If I were to do it again, I'd take the slow way the whole way up, go up to ICW, avoid all this shit. That's not what was predicted. It's not fun. And I've done this sail in April, gone south, and it was smooth, flat seas. So this shit is just sucks. That's how I feel. This is a really shitty sail. But at least we're getting closer. The only bright thing about this, day 11, 12? One of those days? Starting to lose count. But as you can see behind me, it's much calmer than it was before. It's been like this since last night sometime. Not quite sure when. And yeah, we had changed course to try and make it into the Chesapeake, because there's another little storm brewing with bringing high winds, but we got to a certain point and we were just fighting current trying to get into the Chesapeake, and I looked at the charts and it said it was equal mileage, we were equal distance from the entrance to the Chesapeake to Cape May. So now we're heading in the right direction again. And we have some current with us. The wind is supposed to start to pick up around lunchtime today. It's just before, it's like 11 o'clock or something. And it will gradually get stronger, with it being quite strong this evening. And depending how fast we go, we might only be out in it for a few hours, or we'll see. But anyway, I'm hoping that we make good speeds to Cape May, because then we can not be in that storm for too long. But we're going to be in it either way, so it just made more sense to head to Cape May. But right now there's no wind, so we have the Genoa furled in and the main up. Just waiting for those winds to come back. We have tried to wipe down some of the surfaces. Fortunately, there's no spigot on the boat, so we can't wash down the boat right now, but if we get to Cape May, we'll fill up with fuel, and hopefully they have a hose on the fuel dock, or we can just give her a quick wash down, because she is crusted in salt. You couldn't even read any of these before. They were illegible, covered in salt. We've also lost the nav lights due to water. I guess whoever installed the nav lights on this boat didn't really seal them that well, so the wires got burnt out by water, which is nice, lovely. I'm actually happier that we're sailing into Cape May now rather than Norfolk, because sailing into Norfolk at nighttime, you want your nav lights working. But yeah, other than that, the boat is running well right now. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's about it. Good morning. Well, it's day 13. We have made it up to Cape May, New Jersey, where we're heading into to fill up the fuel tanks and to fix a couple of the tracks on the mainsail slider track thing.
Float switches on the bilge
Oh
pumps.
yeah, and the float switches on the bilge pump as well. Yeah, so some things to fix on the boat before we finish this off, but just caught sight of land, so land ho. Pretty stoked about that. Nice sight to see after 13 days. How do you feel?
I was really getting used to just being out there and being away from everything. It was so peaceful.
It is very peaceful. So on this journey we've had only the Iridium go, and like we did on our sail up to Alaska, we had the Starlink, so we were in communication, I guess, with the outside world a bit more when we would turn it on to check the weather. But this time we had just the Iridium go as communication, and it was, so we have no idea what's going on in the world right now.
I had basically been unplugged for 3 weeks.
Yes, well, we both have, because yeah, we haven't really had internet even on the first week. We never, even the marinas wouldn't have internet that we pulled into, so it's like, yeah. So it's been unplugged and it's been really nice. I do wish I downloaded books to my Kindle, because I've just been doing lots of jigsaw puzzles on my tablet. I think my eyes are not happy with that. Anyway, yes. So we're here, we're almost in Cape May. We'll be pulling in. It's about midday. It's a very gloomy, not very nice day outside. But the windstorm that was supposed to come through last night did, but it wasn't, we didn't get up to 40 knots. Like,
No, it got pretty strong.
It got pretty strong, but I don't think it gusted up to 40 ever.
Well, we were just slept through it all.
We didn't sleep. I was up. Because I remember the last time I looked at the clock, it was 2 a.m. and I woke up at 4. You had gotten up sometime between me. Just checking for other boats, because there's a lot more traffic, because we're on the Jersey Shore basically, or kind of coming into the Jersey Shore. So now we have to stay a little bit more alert. We're not out in the big blue yonder by ourselves, but yeah, it's been pretty quiet this morning. We haven't seen one ship this morning since the daylight came up. But anywho, we're almost there. We are here, we made it. It's a brand new fuel dock, South Jersey Marina. It smells really good. It's a brand new fuel dock. But yeah, really easy to get into. Nobody answered, so I was a bit nervous, but looks to be some people here, I think. So I'm gonna go find them and get some fuel in the boat. Again, nice little stop here in Cape May. Nice place to stop, nice marina, nice folks at the marina. Even met a fellow OCC port officer, which is really nice. But yeah, we're on our way now. We're gonna go see how the bar is, and ships passing us on our starboard side. They're all using the traffic separation scheme, heading out of the city and heading into the city, I guess. But yeah, just pretty amazing, and see the skyline of the city up ahead. Just wish this wind wasn't here on our nose. We had a great sail all night long. Funny how that works.
Because of typhoons and saying this ain't the worst sailing we've ever done yet.
So, update since I last checked in with you guys this morning. Still got wind on our nose, but got even more wind on our nose now. So it's super, super choppy, really short, steep waves, and we are just bashing our way up. We're trying to make it close to the city. I'm 99% sure we are not going to make it to the East River today. We are just, it's really shitty out here. And it sucks because I don't know about Marie, but I am personally exhausted. I'm tired of being cold. There's no blankets on this boat, and it's just been, so I've gotten no sleep this whole trip, basically. It's been cold, and can only stay so warm. And yeah, should have bought a blanket, I guess, in St. Lucia, but when it's warm, you don't think about blankets up here, I guess.
There's no blankets for sale in St. Lucia.
Yeah, there's no blankets in St. Lucia. They don't need blankets in St. Lucia. Maybe I should have bought one in Cape May then. There's only one more night, I thought, so I was like, don't need one now.
Whoa.
Yep, here you go. And we bounce again. Whee! Oh god, that was a big one. Okay. I do see the sky clearing up ahead. These clouds are moving along, which is what the weather forecast said it was going to do. And we're bouncing. Oh god, here we go. We're bouncing it. Yeah. So it is clearing. I do see the line at the end of these clouds. So hopefully that means that this wind will stop as well. Because I'm kind of tired of bouncing up and down. We've been doing this for about 2 hours now, and I just want to make it under that bridge into the city. I want to make it to at least the Statue of Liberty, where we can drop a hook and just have a beautiful view for the night. It's still pretty early in the morning. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, it's about 9 o'clock, and we're bouncing. This is what we're bouncing in, by the way. I don't know if you can see in the window. It wasn't so big that time. But yeah, we're beating against this. We're doing like 2.5 knots to 3.5 knots. Just trying to beat our way up. But we have no other option. This is the only way to get this boat to where it needs to go. So there's nowhere to pull over right now either. There's no anchorage nearby. There's nothing. We have to. This is the only direction we can go right now. So we are doing it. But yeah, like I said, hopefully this wind dies off soon. Here comes another. Oh, here we go. Ready? Ready? Boom. Yep. This is what we're doing. And this is what we've been doing for the last last 2 hours at least. And it's pretty exhausting. So I'm already exhausted because I got no sleep. And now we're doing this, which is even more exhausting. Anyhow, we're clocking along. That's the point. We're getting there. We're making some sort of headway. We're not going backwards, so that's good. We're just going up and down a lot. And yeah, we'll see how far we get.
Our glorious sail into New York City.
It's freezing cold. Thank God somebody wears socks in this relationship, or else I wouldn't have sock gloves and actual socks on my feet. So thank God.
She's wearing it all. I don't have any. The girl who
You already brought 2 socks?
So it's fair. That's fine.
You sure you don't want any socks?
Fine. The girl who thought leaving Costa Rica at 150 degrees, all I'll bring is t-shirts and some shorts. I'll be fine.
I brought my jacket. It's not 150 degrees in Costa Rica, but it is really hot. I brought my jacket. I brought some layers, but I didn't even bring like shoes, which was a slight on my end. Obviously my head wasn't in the right space, so. But here we are, finally in our first channel, heading into the city. We got the skyline on our starboard side, we got Sandy Hook to our port, and it's still bouncy, but we're making a little bit better speed than we were about an hour ago. And yeah, we'll see where we get. As I keep saying, just gonna inch our way forward and hope for the best.
So we're gonna try and make it all the way up to where we can meet the owner and hand off the boat. Well, we're gonna clean it up for a day and then leave.
Yeah, we gotta. This boat is salty. Like, here, let me wait and see. Oh, I don't know if you can see the salt in this
There's
camera.
a layer of salt on everything.
There's a layer of salt on everything. But it makes your skin feel amazing. I mean, I don't know. Like, people pay a lot of money to go to salt baths. You get it for free in the ocean. Especially when it's been a really shitty, bouncy, windy, very wavy sail. Anyway, here's a view of the city right now. We'll see how it shows up in the GoPro. I'm using my phone as a navigation right now, so I didn't bring the real camera. So we'll see how it shows up in the GoPro. But here we are. Here's New York City. New channel. Just about to go under the first bridge, first current. Just started to change ahead with us on this current, so that's a good thing because we still have 25 knots against us, right on the nose. So yeah, it's good that we got some current with us, but really get rid of this wind. It'd be nice. Anyway, take one at least. At least we got one of them. But yeah, here comes the Verrazano. Put out a sail, right? Naturally it's upwind right now, but as we get closer to southern Manhattan, or the bottom of Manhattan, we get to turn a little bit more. But this is how cold it is. I'm like bundled up with everything. It's freezing. But nice to put out a sail. Makes us go a lot faster. Now the Statue of Liberty is just past it, now behind us, and just going around Governor's Island. Oh, getting blocked. The wind is not changing, of course. It's going to fluctuate as we get through here. So just a breezy day. Taking a boat on the East River is an unforgettable experience. This is my second time doing it, and Rui's first. I grew up outside the city, so it always feels like coming home to me, and all the memories of visiting the city as a kid come flooding back.
Seeing the skyline and floating through the boroughs and under the iconic Brooklyn Bridge is such a unique adventure, especially after spending nearly 2 weeks offshore in the Atlantic Ocean and sailing through what we did. This delivery is nearly complete, and what a perfect way to end it.
Slice of pizza from the night before. Lunchtime. We're hungry. There's no food left on the boat. We're doing about 9.5 knots, so we definitely have some current with us. Pretty good. Doing good so far. About halfway through. About 10 knots. Next current marker is Hell's Gate. This way, going this way is not nearly as fast as it coming out the other way, so we'll still have some good current going through Hell's Gate, but the boat's handling well, and yeah, rocking on through. Going a lot faster than I did the last time I came through the city, that's for sure. Unfortunately, a camera fell, but that was a good docking. We are here. Kenzie made it to her new home. We have just completed a delivery of this Leopard 40. We picked it up in St. Lucia and we delivered it to here in quite chilly Connecticut. We are at Indian Harbor Yacht Club now, where her new home is. But I figured give you guys a tour, so let's go. Alright, so this is SV Kenzie. She's a 2019 Leopard 40. She was a charter yacht in St. Lucia in the Caribbean, and that's where the owner bought her from. She was an ex-charter yacht with sun sail. Up here in the bow, obviously we have the head sail, and then we have two big large compartments down here. Inside here, right now we're running the generator because it is freezing, and we got the heat on inside. So, but yes, inside these compartments we have two water tanks, one on this side, one on that side, and then the windlass is underneath this panel here. Got a nice trampoline, nice seats up front. Kind of sit at the bow and enjoy the scenery on these calm days. Not so much like we did, but anyway. So yeah, let's walk around the boat. So here we have also the mainsail. So this boat only came with the two sails for this delivery, the head sail and the mainsail. They weren't in the best condition after, I think, being abused by the charter crowd. Who knows? But they got us here, so we got done what they needed to get done. Yeah, it's nice wide decks to walk around, easy to walk around this boat, so that made it quite pleasant. The deck is easy on top to get aboard. Thankfully, these steps make it really easy to get upside, so just kind of grab onto here, and we were able to get up and down as we needed, so that was pretty good. So now we're here at the transom boat. She also came with nice davits for the dinghy. There's no dinghy included, so I guess when the owner gets his dinghy out here, if he uses it, he has some nice davits to use it with. Life raft goes in here under the storage compartment, and it's a nice big open seating area. Alright, so this boat has two Yanmar 30 horsepower engines on it, so a total of 60 horsepower. They're both in these compartments down below. A little bit different than It's the Truth. Nice access to each of the engines, easy to work around, nice big engine compartments, so that's kind of nice. Alright, and so here is the helm station. Up here, another nice thing about this boat is that all lines run back to the cockpit area, so you can control all the sails just from this station, which is really nice. But yeah, she came, it's nice, all the Raymarine electronics, everything worked great, so, but yeah, we'll go back downstairs now. So again, all this seating area has a lot of storage. Underneath here is where the batteries are. So yeah, all the life vests and a propane tank for the grills and for the oven inside, or the stovetop inside, is all stored out here. Alright, now let's go inside. Alright, so now we're here on the inside, nice and toasty, away from the cold outside. But I'll give you guys a tour around the inside. So this is, as you're coming inside to the boat, you have the galley straight ahead. There's a 3-burner stove, oven, space for microwave, coffee maker, whatever else you need. Rubbish bin is in here, some storage for dishes, etc. Drawers for cutlery and for pots and pans. And there's another space here for some more dishes. Here, over by the doorway, you have the fridge and freezer. Nice deep fridge. Lots of space to keep a lot of food nice and cold. So you got fridge and freezer there. And we come up. And here's the electrical panel. We have the start and stop for the generator, radio, controls for the port and starboard air conditioning and heating units, and all your typical needs for electricity on the boat. So here we have the seating area. It's a pretty big seating area. How many do you think it could sit, Dave?
You can do probably 6-7 people on here.
Comfortably, yeah.
Comfortably?
Yeah.
It came with the extra 2 stools that can be on the outside.
For sure. Oh, I never thought about that. So yeah, the other nice thing about this table is actually you can push it down and it becomes one giant bed. But yeah, the nice big open windows too up front made it great when we're sitting in here. It's like we have basically a 360 view from here when we're sitting in here. Another nice thing about this boat is that when these doors open, this whole window slides open. So when you're in a hot place, again, a nice breeze comes through the whole boat from the door in the front all the way out here, and just easy to talk to people. So if you're inside, you can have this window if all your friends are sitting outside. Pretty easy to keep chatting, keep the conversation going. So now I'll take you guys downstairs. Turn on some lights. Alright, so here we are in one of the aft cabins. Both sides of the hull, both sides of the boat are identical, so each hull is identical to the other as far as cabin space. This is the room that Riri and I slept in. Nice big bed. Underneath here is where the fuel tank is stored for the engines on both sides. And each room has a nice big closet with a hanging space. And each bed has some drawer space underneath. But we'll go back out here. And here's the head. You have typical shower, toilet. Not a completely dry head, but really nice kind of partially separate shower area. And really great shower pressure and everything. So nice place to take a shower and use the head. Up here we have one of the forward cabins. Turn the light on up here. So as you can see, it's a little bit narrower than obviously the aft cabin, but it also has a forepeak in the front, so people can sleep on this bed here and also sleep up forward, or you could just use it for storage, which is what I would probably do. But as Rui said, but maybe you can have a bunch of kids and have a big sleepover in here. It's a pretty big space, even though it is smaller than the aft cabins. It's a pretty decent space up here. Alright, so that was the boat tour of this Leopard 40. Again, she's a 2019 Leopard 40. And like I said, we just completed sailing her up from St. Lucia, so I figured we'd kind of go over our likes and dislikes about the boat. So what were your likes about sailing this boat up here? What are the things that you really enjoyed being on this boat?
I like that it was flat in calm waters. It was, she handled pretty good, sailed pretty good. It was nice to sit out in the warmer climate, have the doors open, and it was nice and breezy through the whole interior, and hanging out on the deck up front was really nice. In a warmer climate, of course.
Obviously, it's freezing up here now. So.
Right now where we are, it's cold and you will not use any of the exterior. We're basically in here because we've got the heater running with the generator to power the AC heat pump system, so we're actually using the heat to try and keep the boat warm, at least for one more day before we head out.
Obviously, we didn't use it offshore because we saved fuel for the boat, but when we were at dock in St. Lucia, we did use the AC on, so that was quite nice. And that was when the owner was on board, so and we were connected to shore power, so it is nice, the AC and heating system.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this boat?
It's a nice boat if you're going to be using it for its purpose. I do not recommend it as an offshore boat. Strictly if you get into high winds, she doesn't like to point very well. It's not a very good pointing boat. You will drift out to sea.
She is a catamaran. She doesn't come with dagger boards, so just like any typical catamaran, when you have current and wind against you, you're not tacking up wind, right?
You're not getting where you want to go.
No.
You just got to wait it out.
So
deal with it.
So as for an offshore boat, when you can have winds coming from different directions, like we did have at this time of year, we had southerlies, but we also had northerlies in the forecast. So we were trying to avoid the northerlies, but that didn't work out so great. So again, we were having issues making our way where we wanted to go. Whereas on a monohull like our boat, we basically can point in almost any direction and make our way there incrementally or tacking, but make our way there in a more direct line than on this boat.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I really like the boat. The boat is nice. It's great if you're just going to hang out and use it for entertaining and, doing the weekend warrior thing, enjoying the water and having family and friends on board. It is a wonderful boat. I would definitely recommend this boat for anyone who's looking for something for that. I would not recommend it for anyone who's deciding they want to sail across oceans. I mean, you could do it. We did it. But, if that's what you plan on doing, like going around the world, this ain't the boat for you.
I'm trying to think. But everything else, as far as like handling her, I think it was really easy to handle her, especially even if you're single-handing the boat, she'd be very easy to handle for sure. But everything else, I did like like Rui said earlier, I did enjoy when we were in the Caribbean, sitting on the front. It was really a nice area to sit, or having both the doors open and having the breeze come through the whole boat. That was really pleasant as well, because I have seen some catamarans where they're totally closed off in the front in the salon, and then you're sitting in the back in the aft kind of seating area, and when it's hot outside and you cannot feel the breeze, because normally when you're at anchor you're pointed in the wind and you just can't feel the breeze, whereas on this boat you would be able to. It would be nice and refreshing, and you could get that breeze even if you're sitting out there in the back with your friends.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Sailing Kenzie. If you or anyone you know needs a delivery captain, I will put our email in the description below. Until next time, cheers!